happy time zones. Welcome to Vampire Masquerade, the VTM Mysteries. This is episode 30, titled The First Sacrifice. Let's meet our vampires.
I'm Kat, and I play Rave, currently hollowed Rave.
I'm Sage, and I play Nate.
I'm Sako Tumi, and I play Diane.
And unfortunately, Mother Nature has seen it fit to take the electricity away from our fourth player today, so she will not be here. Let us watch the titles. When we last left our vampires, wow, I can't speak today. What was supposed to be their big showdown with Rudy turned out to be their big showdown with Nocturne, aka Lashana. She set up a trap our vampire set up a trap, and Lashana turned it into a trap for them. Yet everything backfired for everybody. Rudy ended up hollowing out Rave and kicking her off a cliff, but her body was recovered, and she is being tended to by the rest of the coterie. Nate found out that he has no heart at the moment. He left his heart in Montreal. Lisai. Vampire turkey?
Yes, turkey lurkey.
Oh. Let's see. Echo got drugged by Nocturne's people and is still in quite a stupor. However, she was able to tap into her powers and very much assist in the escape effort of her and Nate, and they got away. And Diane tapped into her powers, kicked some massive ass, and escaped to get a rescue mission. And that is where we left off. Tonight is the next night. In Rave's room, Hans is still lying next to her. She is recovering slowly. She's looking better, but the cow's blood just doesn't work as well as the vampire's blood. Because when you recall, back in Des Moines, when vampire blood was used to revive a hallowed vampire, it started working and they recovered really quickly. Cow's blood is even a step down from humans in that regard. But Edward has decided to put his headphones and phone on her and is playing podcasts for her. So she is listening to stuff as she recovers when no one's in the room. What about the other two of you?
Good question. Probably obligatory evening things. She's going to smoke her cigarette outside, and then she's going to go check on Rave.
And Nate, what does Nate do when he wakes up?
I imagine Nate finally sits down for 10 minutes and just writes down all the crazy shit and the observations and the theories that he has and just puts everything into his notebook because shit's been wild.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Nate does. And he doesn't need to worry about feeding because his heart is being fed in Montreal, which is weird and creepy and gross.
Yes.
And he has some theories about that too. And I think once he's made all his notes, he will meander out into the main area of the plane and see if anyone else is around.
When you enter the main cargo area, you see that Lester is there, and he is staring at the door. Looks like he's waiting for someone to arrive or come back in. And it's not until Diane is done with her smoke break and comes back through the door that you actually see a change in his demeanor. He, lights up, is a little less sullen.
Oh,
And he says, I found something. I found a recording from the building that you all escaped from yesterday.
Mm.
Once we saw where it was, I could locate it. I hacked into it. I was only able to get one recording before they noticed and started putting up a block and a trace.
Mm-hmm.
So I got out of there. But during the day, I had one of the other guys drive by the location, and the whole operation's gone.
Gone?
Yeah. Like the salted earth. The building is there, but it's empty.
Mm.
But this recording is something that you're gonna want to see.
Okay.
I think from what we know about this hollow thing, Rave can hear us, right? If we wheel her in,
yeah, I
carry
think
her
that's
in?
right.
How?
Look, it can't hurt.
I mean, I know I can hear you guys, but how do you guys know I can hear you guys?
Good question. Good point.
Well, somebody was hollowed in Des Moines, so maybe he mentioned it to you guys when they found out that I was hollowed? When Rave was hollowed?
Could be. Either way, do we want to does someone want to bring her out here?
Yeah. I'll help to wheel her out.
Okay. And Rave, you feel you see it too, but you feel your body being lifted and set into a chair and get wheeled out into the common area. Hans is right at your side.
Oh.
Making sure that you are absolutely 100% okay. What is that? Oh, okay. And Lester plays the video. And it is a recording. It's audio recording. It's not video, but it's a male voice talking to Lashana.
Mm-hmm.
and he is unhappy, to say the least. He's like, we had this whole thing set up, this whole scenario to trap the hollow vector, and you threw every fucking scrap of it away to go after a bunch of blank bodies that you have a vendetta against. You destroyed our mission, and as soon as you get back to headquarters, we're going to have some court-martial proceedings.
Oh shit.
And there's a lot of groveling from Lashana, and a lot of that's gonna get you nowhere from the guy. And then the recording ends.
Well,
Oh.
that is enlightening, and I can't say that I am either surprised or sad to hear that she's going to get a comeuppance.
Well, she'll be court-martialed, which means if she goes vigilante, she might prove to be more of a thorn in our side.
But with less resources.
True that.
And frankly, I'm just glad to see her have consequences.
Yeah.
I may have a tiny bit of a vendetta myself.
You don't say. Obviously, you can't hear me say this, but
You don't say.
You don't say anything. Yeah.
So Lester also says that it's about an hour and a half before the flight lands with Brooke and Arun and the guard that went with them.
Okay. So we have an hour to kill. She will be easier to handle, I think, when after she is court-martialed.
I agree.
Well, at least we can hope. And who knows if she has friends that will continue to be her resources.
I don't feel like she's the sort of person who has friends.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Well, then I'm tempted to call in a favor from a friend
Mm-hmm.
and have her remedied so that she doesn't bother us anymore.
I mean, if that's an option, then I don't see why we wouldn't take it.
Right?
But can you wait until after her court-martial so she at least gets her official slap on the wrist?
Absolutely.
There was another bit of the rant that not only did she screw up the mission, but they had a trap set up for Rudy at the church,
Oh.
and they were confident in it.
Oh.
And because she moved the venue, she also got 70 of their men killed
Yeah.
by Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the bigger issue. Well,
Mhm.
it's all a big issue.
It's all a big issue.
You do see Edward and Sarah come down the stairs, and they are chatting.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Diane.
How you feeling?
Well, considering I just got this power yesterday, and from what Edward tells me, that's the strongest it is, I'm feeling super buzzed,
Oh.
but I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it came at the expense of 70 douche nozzles, but humans nonetheless.
Yeah.
I don't know. The more I learn about this life, the more I'm inclined to get out of it before I have to get fed again, before I have to feed again.
I'm sure something like that can be arranged.
Well, we are doing everything in our power to wrap this up.
Yeah, but I know what wrapping it up means.
Mm-hmm.
And with everything that's going on, I don't want it to continue. And I am willing to do what I have to do to end it.
Okay. That is admirable and very, very brave.
That's a spirit.
And Diane, can I talk to you aside?
Absolutely.
And she steps aside with you, and she says, because of what has to happen, I'm not going to be around anymore. I need to go over some paperwork to sign the lighthouse over to you,
I would appreciate that.
because I know you've got some connection to it that you don't even know yet. You don't even understand yet.
I don't understand it yet, and hopefully I'll have time to come to understand it before it's too late.
But yeah, we need to get that in line, and we'll take a couple days to get that under your name.
Right on. Thank you. If I can help in any way, I'm around.
I'm looking forward to Arun getting here, and I think Venus might be coming too.
Oh,
I think the four of us need each other right now, because we all know what we have to do.
hopefully.
And Edward and Venus have been able to process this longer than, well, I just learned about it yesterday, but and Arun's been having problems. That's why Brooke went to get her him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot to take in.
I know. Take all the time you need.
Now, is there anything that you guys have that you want to do tonight?
I will probably stay up as long as I can and just talk to Rave
Okay.
about basically everything that, because she has a bunch of shit to get off her chest, and she knows that she had the talk with everybody and everything like that.
Oh,
But
you mean with Sarah?
no, with Kat, Leo.
I'm hollowed. I can't speak.
You cannot speak, but she,
Oh, I can listen.
but you can listen. So you know the lighthouse is like a death battery. You know the that she's gonna have to consume like basically everybody, which is gonna suck.
And what does Nate do during this evening?
I have no freaking idea.
Well, Edward comes up to Nate and says, "Are you prepared?"
I can be.
I'm thinking tomorrow might be my night.
Are you sure?
The sooner you guys know how this stuff works when it's in you, the better chance you have against Rudy. That man terrifies me. I don't even want to call him a man anymore.
I feel that. Have you taken care of things with your daughter?
No. But she's not going to miss me. I don't think she even registers that I exist anymore.
Oh, the sidebar. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
What?
Even if she doesn't see her father for like, a couple of decades, it's still gonna fuck her up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this is just Edward. His rationale.
I'm sorry to hear that you feel that way. I still think that you should try and reach out to her.
Just to tell her that I'm at death's door.
To tell her that you love her and that you care about her and that you're sorry that you didn't have the relationship that you should have had.
Yeah, maybe. Could someone... He sees that... Well, he sees that Diane and Lester... Diane is off in Rave's room. Lester's kind of nearby. Sarah's over kind of near Lester, but you two are close enough that they can't overhear you. But he does say, if there's someone who could just break the ice with her,
Um,
just to know that I'm not just coming at her out of the blue.
I feel like the person to do that would probably be Brooke, but Brooke's not here right now. Dawn could do it.
Yeah, Dawn's just upstairs in her room.
Okay, let's go and talk to Dawn and see what Dawn is good with the emotion things. She'll make it work.
Deflect.
Yep.
Okay, so you go up to Dawn's room. How do you explain it to Dawn?
Well, I mean, I figured Dawn is pretty up on everything.
She doesn't know about the daughter.
Oh. Okay. That does make things a bit trickier.
What's up, boss?
So Edward has very bravely he's ready.
Ready for... Oh,
Yeah,
that.
But he has a daughter that he is estranged from, and I would feel better about this whole thing if he at least, made contact, said goodbye, cleared the air kind of thing. And I figured you're good with the whole emotion thing, because I sure as fuck am not. And I thought that you might possibly see your way clear to being an icebreaker for them.
Oh. I think I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Edward, what's the number? When he has to get his phone from Rave. Just realized that's not in the room.
Wait, didn't you guys give me an iPad?
No, it was his phone that he was using.
So it occurred to me that Diane would want Rave to be back up to snuff like as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So she is going to start the process.
Which process?
The process of bringing Rave back.
You started that in the last episode.
But then y'all have been giving me cow's blood, so it's gonna take forever.
Because
I'm giving.
So you're gonna give her
Vitae.
some of your blood.
I'm gonna give her some of my Vitae.
All right. So you need to roll a hunger check. Actually, you need to roll 2 hunger checks because one's for the beginning of the night.
One for the beginning of the night, and then one for the actual.
Mm-hmm. Just to see where your hunger goes.
Roll number 1 is a fail. I get hungrier. Roll number 2. I succeed.
And where was your hunger before that?
I think I was at a 3. Now I would be at a 2. Let me double check.
It would be at a 4
Really?
if it was at 3 before,
Okay.
which means that you are ravenous. Your beast is
Oh
screaming.
no. I only had a 1 hunger, so now I'm
Oh,
at a
okay.
2.
Okay, then you are you kind of wish you had a big meal.
Mm-hmm.
Someone nice to tear into. A nice leg of Sam.
Sigh.
All right, so
Can we dock the GM experience points for bad jokes?
nope.
Fudge sticks.
Sidebar: I had a chocolate-filled croissant this morning, and that was
Oh, lovely.
delicious. Anyway,
So
back to the
fudge
game.
sticks indeed.
Yeah, fudge sticks indeed.
Rude.
Okay, so you start that. Edward comes in to retrieve his phone. And it's just like, sorry to interrupt. I need my phone for something.
She, I mean, like, not completely hollowed out Rave. One wrist basically on Rave's mouth, the other hand reaches for the phone and like hands it over.
And Rave, in your current state, like you can't decline the vampire blood. Even though it is not, it doesn't fit into your self-imposed dietary restrictions.
Only human blood. It says.
Regardless, it's fucking
But yeah.
amazing.
Thanks, I guess.
It tastes
Thanks, I
a
guess.
million times better than cow blood.
Oh, man. This is a problem.
It's the best blood you have ever tasted. So Edward comes back up to Dawn's room with the phone and gives the phone over to Dawn, and he's like, okay, this is the number, and this is a newer phone. I don't think she knows this number, so she's not gonna recognize it on caller ID. And Dawn's just like, okay, and she starts out with a text, and then the phone rings, and she says that, she is a friend of her father's, and that he needs to speak to her. It is very important, and it's not a good time to be speaking to, or to dodge this one. And the funny thing is that she doesn't try to dodge it. And you're only hearing Edward's side, but he does say that he's only got about a day left. And you see the tears are coming down, and he's trying to get the words out. And he tells her that he had only been pretending to disapprove of her choices because she wanted to rebel against him, and that he's supported her all her life with everything she's done and how much he loves her. And it's a very, very tearful interchange. Is that the word?
Exchange?
Exchange. And Dawn is there, like, with her arm around him the whole time. What does Nate do during this?
Lurk in the background and feel awkward.
Stand awkwardly aside.
Yeah. Just be like, whoo, boy.
Glad that's not Nate's daughter.
Nate doesn't have a daughter. Thank fuck.
Thank fuck.
One of me is bad enough.
And the phone conversation ends, and he hangs up, and he just nods to you, Nate. It's done.
Okay. Do you feel better?
Yeah, actually.
Good.
I'm glad to have gotten that off my chest. And she knows now how I really feel.
I'm glad that we did that. And I now feel better about what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm going to step out for a while. I'll be back.
I don't blame you. You know where I am if.
Yeah. And he heads out. Is there anything else Nate wants to do this night?
I don't think so, although I should maybe I think I want to at least send Laura and Henri messages and let them know what the plan is.
Absolutely.
So that they can. I don't want it to be a last minute thing if I can
Right.
possibly avoid it. The
And
more prep they have, the better.
this is like 24 hours advance notice, so it's a pretty good timing for them.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I will message them again
Mm-hmm.
like half an hour before we actually do
Right.
the thing, but
All right.
Is Rave back yet?
She is coming back by the time dawn hits. She is mostly there.
If she is not completely there by dawn, then she will take a break and attempt to get Lester into bed.
ooh.
He is easily lured.
Easily lured. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Brooke and Arun do show up.
Oh,
And
okay,
Brooke
good.
shows Arun around the plane,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point, Arun, Brooke, and Edward go off on their own
Mm-hmm.
in their Illuminates club. Although not the greatest club to be in, since they all know they're doomed.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Club of the Damned.
Brooke is the only one who gets to survive that club.
Yeah. So we are going to wake up the next night on the 3rd of January. Let's see. Cross off the things that I went over.
I succeed my hunger roll.
Let's check the other two just to see
Okay.
the other two vampires. Okay. So Nate, once again, felt hungry for a few minutes and then not. So when you wake up the next morning, Rave is back.
Oh, so I'm not hollowed anymore.
You are not hallowed anymore.
Yes.
The blood just needed to work its way through the system.
Yay.
So, what are the group of you doing to prepare?
I'm going to tidy up my room and make sure my bed is the most inviting place ever. If she gets Lester to help her, all the better.
Oh yeah, he absolutely does.
Okay.
I mean, would he help or would he distract?
Hey, she'll take her time.
But also, it is midwinter, which means night is most of the day.
Oh.
So Lester has been up. He came back when sun was setting.
This boy needs a nap.
No, he went to sleep with Diane in her room. But, you know, the sleep cycle was much shorter than the... Oh no, the day cycle. It's the day that he was asleep. Never mind. He slept the
It
whole
was
day.
the day.
Wait. Still, it's hard to sleep the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
Watch me.
Challenge accepted. All right. So, Lester and Diane get their room together. What does Rave do when she actually wakes up able to move?
Freaking glad. That's what. Stretches a little bit. She might have some stiff joints. I mean, she wasn't.
Hans's tail is going nuts, and
Yes.
his tongue is all over your face.
So happy. So happy. First off, she has to thank Hans by giving him all the scratches and all the loves because he stayed by her side. And then she's probably gonna change out of the clothes she's been wearing since that she also tumbled over a cliff in.
Mm-hmm. Into probably the identical clothing, just clean.
Basically, just clean. The shirt's a different color. It's fine. What is... She doesn't need to...
Diane will, if she sees Rave walking around and being human and stuff, she will give her a big hug.
I'm not dead! She's happy she's not dead, okay? And not in that state anymore.
Glad I could help.
And then another pair of arms flies around you. And that's Pan.
Little dude. I'm not dead.
Oh, thank God we were able to get you. And, I mean, you know that it was because Pan was in place doing what he was supposed to do that you were recovered.
Rave holds him down and thank you, little buddy, for listening.
Hey, I listen sometimes.
Sometimes.
Hey, when it's duty, I listen.
Fine.
When it's just, okay, let's all go to this this office building and do boring shit, yeah, I'm gonna wander off.
Get kidnapped.
So, Nate, you are waking up knowing that you are going to be taking a life today. Willingly, a willing life. But what's going through your head?
Look, it wouldn't be the first time. And at least Edward is willing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, as much as I hate to say it, in service of the greater good.
And you also know from what you translated, this is a one-way trip for you.
Mm-hmm.
The only way out is final death.
Yep.
What you do today is going to change you. For the better or worse, you don't know. Might be just a lateral move.
I mean, the only way out is through.
Have you been studying the notes on how to use the glove, what you're supposed to do?
I imagine Nate has. Sage is not.
That's what I meant. Has Nate been studying that?
Oh, Nate is definitely studying that, but Sage is definitely not.
All right. Are you ready to exit your room?
Ready as I'll ever be.
What is Nate feeling right now? Is it like death row or...
I don't know that Nate is actually feeling a whole lot of anything.
like duty calls type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's sort of automaton kind of thing.
All right, you come out and you see it's like not the film crew or Calvin, but Dawn is there, and Edward and Sarah and Arun and Lester and Brooke and all the vampires. Everyone is there in the sitting area. And when you get there, Edward just looks up at you and nods.
And I will awkwardly nod back and resist the urge to awkward finger guns.
Might be
Lol.
awkward.
Don't resist. Don't resist.
Oh, I think it might be tacky in the circumstance to awkward finger gun the one you're about to
Yeah.
end.
hmm
I feel like Edward would do it back.
I'm an asshole, but I'm not a tactless asshole.
Unless Genevieve is in question.
Yeah.
Well, Genevieve can... ...
All right.
Grumble, grumble, rackham, frackham.
Did you bring the glove with you? Did you bring... is it in the jar? Is it...
It is in the jar in the fridge in my room because I wasn't entirely sure where / exactly when we were going to do this.
Do you ask?
Yeah. So how do you want to do this? When do you want to do this?
I think it's time. How long do you need?
I need to fire off this message to my folks back home, and then I think we can get started.
Because Arun and Sarah need to be here for this. They need to know what this is like.
Okay, we're
And I
doing it here then.
Yeah, and
And then they run, screaming.
and you know how fast Arun can run.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. I address the rest of the room. If you are staying, stay. If you're not, now would be the time to skedaddle.
I will
And then
stay for moral support of Nate.
Thank you,
Right.
Diane.
Rave just drops to sit on a table cross-legged. She's like, okay.
Okay. I will head back to my room, collect the glove, and message Henri and Laura that we are getting started.
We're going to have to go through this too, so we might as well see it as well.
Oh yeah.
That is a good
That-
point.
Basically, everyone that's down there is planning on being there, and Edward has already told them that he wants the support of, friends and well, the friends that are there.
Okay.
So, I mean, you shoot off the text. It's okayed, like right away.
Mhm.
You gave them plenty of warning. So do you take the glove? Do you take the jar and glove out, or just the glove?
I think I take the jar out and take the glove out when I'm there.
Okay. So you set that on. It's basically the coffee table in the middle of the room, of the sitting area.
Mhm.
And Edward is sitting in probably the most comfortable looking chair there.
Good choice.
Not sure whether, he's going to drop to the floor or what. He doesn't. No one knows what's actually going to happen with his body. You pull out the glove. You unscrew the jar and you pull out the glove, and you can almost feel a pulse in it.
Blech. That was Sage, not.
Yeah. I'm sure Nate's fascinated.
Absolutely.
Any hesitation in putting it on?
Nope.
You feel the glove actually shrink to snugly fit your hand.
Weird and kind of freaky cool.
And I mean, you remember it's got the it looks like the muscles on the outside, and then bones are latticed around that muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's flexible, just like a real hand. Like, it feels like you're just wearing, a mitten.
Okay. That's I give it a little flex.
You're gonna
Now
write
do you
this
do
in
the
your
finger
journal
guns?
later, aren't you?
Sorry, what?
I said, now do you do the finger guns?
No.
Monster finger guns. Okay, and I'm going to send you the command because I can't resist.
Oh no.
Because I pulled up the sheet and I remember what the command is. You remember you have to put the palm of the glove over Edward's mouth.
Mm-hmm. So, I will do that.
And then say that command. Oh, that is not to you, that is to Sako. That's why you didn't respond.
No, I don't. Oh, for fuck's sake.
That is what is written in the prayer book.
You did that on purpose.
Sage is like, please don't make me say those words.
Isn't it like I command you to enter me?
Yes.
It is exactly, I command you to enter me.
There. You said it.
Done. You bastard.
I hope,
Sidebar, that
I
is
hope-
worse than who's on first.
What were you saying, Sako?
I hope Nate said it just like that too. Just like
I command you. Enter me.
More emotion than Nate has shown in the past week.
yeah, no kidding.
Mhm. No, Clifty-Niffer, you've got it wrong.
It's the other way around.
The other,
It's the other way around.
Edward his entire body starts glowing white. And it's almost like his, there's a second body of light superimposed on him that shrinks and contracts and moves towards his mouth. And you feel the glove pulsing with power. Like it's like buzzing with energy. And it pierces into your hand. And it's like a searing heat as the essence of everything that was inside of Edward flows through your hand and up your arm into your chest, filling your body. And it hurts.
Ow.
It is excruciating. As you feel your body, it's almost like an inner fire burning you up from inside. If you were going to equate it to anything from your human life, it's almost like the time you were super sick and had like 105 temperature and you were rushed to the hospital and you felt like your body was on fire trying to fight this off.
Okay.
It's just a heat that is all through you.
That is
then
unpleasant.
And then it just gradually fades. And you didn't realize during the time that you weren't hearing anything, but you hear the voices of the other people in the room fade into existence. Like they'd been on mute and someone was just turning up the volume back to normal.
I would be very surprised if anyone spoke through that.
More along the lines of like, holy shit.
There is because it was see, for the rest of you, this wasn't as quick. I mean, it was like a couple minutes, and you got Pan asking, "Is Nate okay?" Because Nate was screaming the whole time.
Thank you for not expecting me to actually scream.
Yeah, Diane will like run to Nate's side and will attempt to comfort him in any way that she can.
But what you did see, those of you that were not Nate, was that Edward didn't. It was quick for him. Not there was pain, but he slipped away really quickly.
Is that?
No, it was more like
Oh.
type of thing. Like he was gone before it could get to a scream. And it just left him and went into Nate. And Nate, you feel alive. You are crackling with an energy that you have never felt before.
This is interesting, fascinating, intriguing.
And you feel like you have an unlimited supply of energy right now.
I don't think I even had this much energy when I was alive.
And from what you would recall of what the others said, it's how you would assume this is how they felt right after they fed, right after they hollowed someone out. And you look on the chair, and Edward is not just hollowed. There's like a smoke coming out of him, like through his mouth and his eye holes,
His nostrils.
nostrils, ears. It's not a black smoke. It's more of a very light gray. And it smells like cooking meat.
She kind of takes Nate by the shoulders and like looks him in the eye and says, "What's it like?"
It's awesome and weird and freaking cool.
That's worrisome. What do you feel like you can do with it?
I don't know, but I have more energy than I have ever had. Like ever.
And before you can go any farther, Pan yells out. And he starts shaking.
Uh-oh.
Rave's gonna run over to him.
And he drops. You're able, because you ran over there as he was shaking, you were able to catch him before he hit the floor. But he is in full convulsions. You've seen this before.
Apollo?
Well, you've seen it twice before. You saw it with Apollo. You also saw it when he had the vision.
Right.
Either way, both of those involved his psychic ability.
But he lost that. Right? Is it?
And you see a familiar look in his eyes. The look that he had when he was having his vision that last time. And he's got this faraway look in his eyes, and he sits up, and he's just like, people that they're hanging on hooks like a meat locker. There's tons of them. And then he looks in a different direction. Elizabeth's on fire. And then he looks in another direction and the doves, all the doves, they're planning a coup. And then he faints.
Lol.
That was awful. But also, holy crap.
And he is not conscious now. He's breathing. Well, no, he's not breathing.
But he's undead. He's fine.
He's undead. And Sarah's just like, what the hell was that?
Apparently Pan just got his powers back.
He had powers?
Oh yeah, he's well, how do I explain that?
Good luck.
He's psychic.
Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, yes, and more is a thing. Might honestly be harder to explain in the Illuminati.
But he's not. He's one of you and not one of us?
Yeah.
Okay. But, what was that?
Cryptic psychic bullshit that we now have to psychoanalyze.
Oh, so like, Cassandra.
Yeah!
If it's prophetic.
This place gets weirder and weirder.
Welcome to the club.
Yep. By the way, can I take the glove off now?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I will remove the glove, put it back in the jar, and hasten to put it back in the fridge.
As you start to remove it, it feels like it's part of you, but it also, you feel it's almost like a balloon inflating away from you. And it takes a minute, but then it gets big enough to pull off. It's like it had to grow back to its other size.
That is so freaky cool.
And yes, now the meat glove is back into its jar.
Excellent. And I'm just gonna run this back to the fridge. I will catch you guys in a few.
Of course.
And as you're putting it in the fridge, you get a text from I forget his name.
Henri?
Yeah, from Henri. Saying everything is good on this end.
And I text back, thank you for the help. Good this side.
And he texts back, 1 down, 7 to go. Question mark.
Something like that.
Thumbs up and then nothing.
Okay. I head back to where the others are.
You have a smoking husk of a body in your plane.
So the question becomes, do we give him a proper burial?
Of course we do. We're not savages.
True that. Mind you, I'm also sitting on the floor still with like pan like half in my lap.
I mean,
I suppose I'll start making arrangements.
thank you. That is greatly appreciated.
She takes out her phone and, does basically gets a hold of a funerary home and...
Are we going to take him back to St. Louis? Is that where he was?
That would be expensive.
Do we want to get his daughter in on things?
Absolutely.
So maybe we should phone her and find out what she wants to do.
Hangs up
If
the
I was smart,
funerary
I would have
home.
done that yesterday.
Mm.
Dawn has his phone, and she just says, "I'm on it," and heads off.
Thank you, Dawn.
No problem.
Okay.
So tempted to proposition Nate, like, for blood. Just out of curiosity.
I mean,
Roll a... It's probably going to be an intelligence plus occult.
Okay.
This is basic. This is a memory check.
2 hunger, 3 and 2 successes.
Oh, the normal dice didn't roll.
yeah.
Oh, there's a space.
Yep.
You accidentally put a space.
So just roll the 3N now.
My bad.
It is not a problem.
It's been a while.
Ah!
But and you have to give it a second. There it goes. Okay, so now it's 3 successes. So you remember from the conversations you had with Aisha that the Illuminates don't have edible blood.
Oh, right. With the glow and the...
Mm-hmm. It actually burns the crap out of you when you try it. Well, any vampire when they try and drink it.
Yeah. So let's not do that.
Basically, Nate is no longer food.
Gotcha.
Woohoo! Sorry.
But as you realize that that is a hell of an advantage over other vampires.
Uh-huh. That is... I mean, I already had corrosive vitae, but...
But it's something you had to turn on and off.
Yep. This is freaking cool. Also, I kind of want to test my power, but it feels kind of weird to do that with Edward's corpse right there.
Well, you can feel something tingling in your palm. And as you look down, you see almost a spark of electricity.
Ooh, that's interesting.
It goes away. It's just like a quick thing, but you know you saw it.
What can I zap? I want to zap something.
Not it.
I specifically
Pan's
said
asleep.
something.
Pan's unconscious.
I am not defibrillating Pan.
Well, what do you
Okay.
want to zap?
I will zap the sitting room light.
How do you attempt to use the power?
I don't
Like-
know, stick my hand up towards the light.
So you do that and nothing happens. You feel the power there, but it's not something that wants to leave you. You take a step forward and another step forward, and it's not until you actually touch it that the light explodes.
Oh. Well, that was interesting.
Now we have to see about getting that fixed.
I will take care of it.
So, and when you felt that jolt come out of you, you feel just a fraction, not like super weak, but just a fraction weaker. Like your power level has dropped a little. Like a drop has left the well.
Interesting. So I'm a battery now. I am going to share that observation with the group, that I suspect that that this is going to be a finite resource.
What if you consume our blood? Is it possible that that could recharge you?
I don't know.
Could Edward absorb electricity?
Yes.
Oh, maybe you could try that.
Okay. If somebody wouldn't mind making sure that there is a fire extinguisher nearby, just in case, being Kindred.
I'm on it.
Thank you, Diane. We tend to be flammable.
True.
And as soon as Diane is standing by with the fire extinguisher, I will touch the exploded light where there is an
open wire.
Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word, but
Live
yes,
wire.
a live wire. There we go. See, we all thought Nate was the smart one. Actually, it's Rave.
I also just spent most of my time hollowed listening to a science podcast.
About electricity.
Yeah.
I mean, fair. Anyway, so I touched the live wire.
So you feel it's almost like a rubber band snapping at you. It's that kind of snap at your fingers, but it's not electrocution. It's like a static smack.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as bad as like anyone else touching that would have had.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely not full immunity either.
Okay, I pull my hand away. Do I feel re-energized or just staticky.
Just like you've been pricked in the fingers.
So that no is the answer to that one.
I think you would have to feed again.
Probably.
And Arun clears his throat and looks at you, and he shakes his head and he says, "Not feed like you used to.
Oh.
Yeah.
If it's anything like ours, that high, that power only gets recharged when you hollow somebody."
I was sort of afraid of that.
Do you still have to feed on blood properly? Or do you now need to have a balanced diet of hollowing and blood?
I am going to suspect that it is both.
So well-balanced diet.
Yes. However, that is merely a hypothesis, and further testing is needed.
And with that, we will call this game.
Oh.
We will end this episode.
Okay.
Because I want the next one to be another person's,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't really have the time left to go through another scenario.
Right.
So let us get the what people liked, what they didn't like, who they want to get experience to, and what their characters' plans for next episode are. And we will start with Rave.
I like that I'm not hollowed anymore and I can speak. Not that I didn't speak before, because I did. Okay, now my brain has gone blank. Give me a moment. Rave is like, currently, by the way, just so y'all know, she's like basically kind of like stroking Pan's hair like comfortingly, even though he probably doesn't feel it. It's just like thinking about what he said and also listening to everything around her. Just like, analyzing things right now. What's happening?
So much information.
Information overload. So she's like trying to piece together like what the possible scenarios could be or what the information could mean from his vision. And then also, she's probably going to want to share the information about Ruby, because she's the one with that info. Next time. And I'm going to give my point to... I'm going to give it to Diane for unhollowing me.
Yay!
Early, because otherwise I would have been hollowed for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's was a selfless act from Diane to Rave that didn't have to happen. All right, Diane.
Okay. I think that character interaction and NPC interaction and everything that went down today was good RP and good good storytelling. I don't necessarily have any bads other than I have to use the restroom.
Okay.
My ugly is going to go to Nate for doing the dirty work. And When am I expecting that in next game? She's probably gonna try and top herself off. And she's gonna try and like comfort the Illuminates that are there in that you know, it's probably not as terrible as it looks, and you know, probably
At least
gonna
not for
be
them.
at least not for them. Yeah. So probably doing crowd control next game.
Cool. Go ahead. I want to talk to the three of you once we're offline. So you want to go use the restroom?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Excellent. And Nate.
So, what I liked, we're back, baby.
Yes.
And I really, for being gone as long as we were, because this was what, a 6-week break.
Something like that.
Um,
Not as much. People watching from YouTube side, it's not as long because it was like 3 weeks and then the episode 29 and then another 3 weeks.
right, because of the pre-recorded one.
Yes.
But it was 6 weeks for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we surprisingly didn't go too far down the rabbit hole of recap and trying to figure out where we were. And I think your behind the scenes storytelling really helped on that. So thank you for the recaps.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I sent one to everyone just so they could be
Back in the
caught
loop.
back up to speed with where we left off.
Which reminds me, I should write that down.
And I really appreciated that. What I didn't like, it's not that I didn't like it, but that
Enter me?
that come on. And I suspect that it's a callback to something that happened on one of my streams about a year ago. The thing is, and there is no good way to phrase this, but I totally saw it coming. And I had this wave of dread wash over me when you were like, I'll send it to you. And I was like, I know exactly what this is going to be.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't like it. It's just, I am OT noising you right now. Official finger waggle of the channel. So that's what I quote unquote didn't like. What I want to do next game is test out the power a little bit more. Like, I don't want to overuse it because finite resource. And like I until we know exactly how I recharge, I don't want to push things. But I do want to figure out what I can and can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And then my point I'm going to give to Diane.
No, thanks.
For bringing Rave back and for just like being really on the ball and like willing to jump in with all the little things that needed to happen.
Right on.
And as always, +1 experience to all the players for this episode. And that will be that until next time. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you all in the next show. Whenever that will be. I haven't talked to anyone. I don't know holiday schedules.
Mhm.
So we will figure that one out online, and we'll see you next time.